some of the things that you know about yourself, and so the public will be able to know more about you.
Well, thank you very much, sir. My name is Monye Ehiwuogwu, and I'm from Aliagwai. Aliagwai is in Abo, in a Kas South local government area of Delta State. I was born in the year 1973, um, June 15th precisely, and I attended Igumbochi Primary School. From there, I proceeded to Kagrima School, where I did my secondary school. Then I went to the Institute of Management and Technology, Enugu, where I had my ordinary national diploma, and thereafter, of course, my higher national diploma. In the year 1999, I went for my National Youth Service course somewhere in Mubi in Adamawa State. That ended in February of 2000, and thereafter I proceeded to the Imo State University of Owerri, where I did my postgraduate diploma and eventually my master's in business administration, majoring in management precisely. After that, I worked for a few years before in 2008 I joined my family business as executive director, where eventually I became the managing director till date. I'm a married man, happily married at that, and just recently I got admission into the National State University, where I studied cyber security in line with the kind of business that I do. As a matter of fact, like I said, I'm the managing director of Monaco Ventures Nigeria Limited, and basically we're into, security. So that is what it is. Very recently, in the year 2017, I veered into politics and gave a shot to the House of Assembly to represent the good people of the South constituency. That didn't, of course, get me the ticket eventually, but just very recently, we are now in almost a new dispensation. I decided to give a shot for the House of Representatives to represent the good people of the Federal constituency. I'm also a social crusader, and part of the things I like to do is to orient and reorient the youth, because I'm very particular about the youth. I'm a philanthropist, and of course I've touched many lives, because I strongly believe that if God blesses you, you need to bless, other, creatures of God, human beings in this respect. I'm a lover of sport. I love badminton. I love table tennis. I love lawn tennis. I also love to swim. And also, I like to socialize a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us more about why you have to venture into politics after, because most people believe that politics is one of the profitable venture now in the country. Um, why do you have to venture into politics?
Okay. Basically, in the year 2017, I decided that, our country was becoming, something else. And then I concluded that there was no point. I was almost giving up on Nigeria. A lot of things were happening. And in one of those days I was ruminating over, our country, Nigeria. I decided it was time to take a very bold step. because I felt if we don't take that bold step, it will remain like this even after we are gone. This is not the Nigeria I foresaw. You know, as a kid, we saw Nigeria as one big nation. I can recall when we were growing up, we had a lot of, other nationalities in Nigeria. We had Ghanaians, we had Liberians, we had Sierra Leoneans, we have Beninese in Nigeria. They were doing many jobs because Nigeria was the Europe of Africa. It was like the Europe of Africa. And suddenly we started going down. That today, Nigerians would prefer to go to Ghana, to go to Sierra Leone, go to Cotonou, and what have you. That is where we are. And it is because, leadership has been our major problem. And at that time in 2017, I felt, if you say the food being churned out from the kitchen is not delicious, then the best thing to do is to go into the kitchen and cook your own meal. And I said, I cannot continue to, stand on the sideline, on the flanks, and continue to complain. So I decided, that I needed to go into politics to help salvage, some of this Nigeria's problem. At that time, I was not oblivious to the fact that a tree cannot make a forest, that I cannot do it alone. But I told myself we need to start from somewhere. I had to cast my mind into the scriptures where the Bible said, when the righteous is on the throne, my people rejoice. And with due respect to the righteous who are, part of our leadership today and even before now, we still have a lot of people who don't think or who thinks Nigeria should remain the way it is. And I, for one, believe that Nigeria should change because we have all what it takes for this country to be transformed. We cannot continue to go on this trajectory and think that Nigeria will come out better. It's becoming worse by the day. How do you explain it? 40 years is better than today, 30 years is better than today, 20 years is better than today. It's not adding up. This is not how nations are built. I've been privileged to read, of course, the books of Lin Kuan Yew, the father of New Singapore. And we all need to know what he did. I've been privileged to read a lot of books of Indira Gandhi of India. We know what they did. So we need leaders who are courageous, leaders who are steadfast, leaders who are focused, leaders who have their head on their shoulders. And that is why I decided that I need to, put my head above the water and see what I can do on my own, and also influence well-meaning Nigerians to join the bandwagon of some of us who think that we must cause a change to happen in our generation and our generation and after. So basically, the reason I ventured into politics, is because I want to see the change that I yearn for. This is not the way, our country should run. And that is why I think we have better days to come. And I wouldn't want our children to spit on our graves. Yeah, you complain that Nigeria was not better. What did you do? So that is basically the reason why I ventured into politics.
Now, tell us, you are in APC. Why APC?
Okay, there's always a vehicle to take you to wherever you want to go, wherever you want to be, from point A to point B. You must belong to a political party if you must, be part of the process. And that is why I decided that, I need to go into APC. APC has now become the vehicle that could basically take me to where I want to be. That is just it.
So, tell us more about because you're a businessman, and then why do you want to leave your business, or you're continuing your business and and want to dabble into politics?
Well, business is business, politics is politics. Um, Politics does not stop me from doing my business. As a matter of fact, in case you don't know, my business is well established. Business that has stood the test of time for over 32 years now. Um, it's no longer a small business. And the structure is there to run the business on autopilot. So with or without me, the business will run. I can actually run it from afar. I have very good hands who can possibly run the business. I'm very confident that my political activities would not affect my business activities. So why not if not? One of those things we also want to discourage is for us to have core politicians who doesn't have business. If you ask me, I'll say let business, owners of business come into politics, come into the fray and do in politics what they are doing in their business. Because part of the challenge that we have is that people have taken politics as business. So it's not going well for us. People don't have any other thing they are doing excepting politics. And that is why they want to kill and maim to come in. They want to kill and maim to remain. And it's not in the overall interest of everybody. Just a few persons cannot continue to take everybody for a ride. So business is business, politics is politics.
So, you want to go into the House of Representatives, and that place is to make laws, and you are going to be representing the ICA federal constituency. Now, what laws do, if you become the member of the House of Representatives, what laws will you promote in the House to benefit people around this constituency? I know is the laws that are made is generally for Nigerians, but what laws relate with the law will you promulgate for that would benefit people from the car extraction?
Okay, basically, there are a lot of laws to be made and a lot of them to be repealed. You know, we need to do a lot of constitutional review, shake up, dust up and shake up our constitution. The constitution we have now, if you ask me, is not a people-friendly constitution because there are a lot of things that are in that constitution that has hampered and negated, the transformation and development of Nigeria. So we're going to look at these laws as it affects our people, so that we can, you know, chart this process of making amends as far as these laws are concerned. One of those things we want to regularly do is to have, regular town hall meetings, so that we can judge out our people, look at um, their problems, and chart a course in that respect. There's what we call needs assessment, especially for some of us who are in business or who are also, Rotarians. You do not shave a child's head or hair in his absence. The child must be around for you to shave his or her hair. What am I trying to say? I cannot sit here and tell you, oh, I'm going to make this law, make this law, make this law. If you make this law without carrying the people along, you make law for yourself. And that's part of the mistake that we are making in Nigeria. So for me to tell you I'm going to make this law and this law, it may end up futile. So we need to sit down with the people, feel their pulse, know what their challenges are, and also, inclusively prefer solutions. Thereafter, we'll take it to the house. and we begin to look at them one after the other. Then also, most importantly, we will now engage with our colleagues to say these and these are what my people need. So you need to support this in the overall interest of everybody. Yes, it's a fact that the basic responsibility of a lawmaker is actually to make laws for the people, especially having had conversation with your people. The primary responsibility of a House of Representatives member is to make laws, you know, in the overall interests of his people. But beyond making laws, you can also attract a lot of developments, for your people in terms of infrastructure, in terms of employment, in terms of scholarships, and what have you. Let me give you an instance. We have what is called Federal Scholarship Board, and I can tell you only a few persons are assessing, this scholarship opportunity. I can tell you for free that a great number of our persons who need these opportunities are not able to access it. The way Nigeria is structured today, or the way Nigeria is run today, you need somebody to push your cause. And I think that, our people are not getting enough. So those are one of the things that I will be doing when I come on board. We need to seek out opportunities for our people. We need to, look at areas where our people can benefit. That is by the way. In terms of infrastructure, there are a lot of government institutions that are into, into handling of infrastructure. In case you don't know, institutions abounds in Nigeria that are into developmental projects, but are we having access? No, we are not. So we'll look out for those institutions and bring them into our federal constituency, into the two local governments, Eka South and Eka Northeast, and see how we can bridge the gap. However, there are a lot of our sons and daughters who need employment. We are not able to attract such employments for them. I know that in recent times, I have, because of the privilege I had, given employment to some of our people, whether it's in the police, even in CBN, in road safety, in customs, and what have you. I have attracted, apart from the people whom I'm giving scholarship on my own, I've also attracted scholarships for our children who are in the higher institution. So these are some of the things that we are going to be doing. There are a lot of our people who ordinarily want to go to school for their education, but they don't have the means. Why can't we, get them enlisted in Federal Scholarship Board so that they can benefit from these things? Only a section of the country are benefiting the chunk of these opportunities, and I think it's not fair enough. We must tell ourselves the truth. So we have a lot of things that we have earmarked to do as a federal lawmaker. Outside the promotion of our culture and our tradition, which I want to promote, because our languages are going, our cultures, are going and all that, So there are a lot of things that one can do as, a House of Representative member. Thank you.
So tell us more about this. Let's leave politics a little. Tell us more about your foundation. How is it impacting on the lives of the people of Ika constituency?
Okay, that's a very good question. First of all, I want to give you an insight into what led me to even have this foundation. Like I told you, I was propelled by the fact that I need to serve the people. That is why I veered into politics. And in the same vein, I also needed to serve the people by owning a platform, a structure that will help me, to give that service to our people. And one of those structures, of course, is owning a non-governmental organization known as Monye Ehiwuogwu Lucky Foundation. And this foundation has helped a great deal, to reach out, to the concerns and interests of our people. A lot of our people are on scholarship under the auspices of that foundation. A lot of our children are back to school because the foundation had decided that they have to go back to school. A lot of widows have been overwhelmingly supported on the auspices of this foundation. A lot of orphans have also benefited a great deal. So there are a lot we are doing, and there are a lot that are lined up that we want to do for our people because we feel their pulse. We are very empathic. We know that if it's good for them, it's equally good for us. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. If you help, if each one reach one and each one bring one up, the society will be a better place for all of us. Today we're talking about insecurity. A lot of youths who doesn't have business doing, social vices have gone into social vices because they may not possibly, have something to do. We are not making excuses for, crime and criminality. But what we are saying is that there are some things we can put in place, then you can be rest assured that the society will be better. We can all go to our beds and sleep with our two eyes closed. So that's the point that I'm trying to make actually.
Okay, finally, tell us more about this your Ika language program, how it is impacting on the lives of the people of Ika.
Okay, firstly, I decided that I need to be among few persons who are social crusaders, especially as it affects our people. In the year 2014-2015, I decided with my friends that we needed to rejig, rejuvenate, resuscitate, our language, our culture, and our tradition. I, for one, love our tradition. And if, there's reincarnation, I want to come back from, this land because we're a blessed people. And besides, UNESCO, an arm of United Nations, have said that in less than no time, that a lot of African languages are going to go into extinction. And I asked myself, if African languages go into extinction, will the Ka language survive? And the answer is no. The reason is because if you come to our land today, you discover that they no longer speak the language. And on that note, I brought my friends together who are doing very, very well. They are sons of the soil. And I told them, see, we cannot be alive and allow this to happen. And that was how, some few years back, we started a radio program called Onu Kokome. We were driving every Saturday from Abuja to Benin, Bronze FM, to air, the program. The reason why we chose Bronze FM is because so that our people at home can benefit, because that's the closest place to Delta. So we started that program. Every Saturday we were driving. In fact, I was like the driver, driving them from Abuja to Benin. Then when we were done, around 8, we leave Benin to come to, Abo to sleep. Then Sunday we hit the road back to Abuja. But when the issue of insecurity started, we now said, okay, what we needed to do, we approached Repa FM in Abuja. We started doing one, recording and sending to Bronze FM to air. Then we also started, a live program every Sunday at Repa from 7:30 to 8:30 minutes. And it took a toll on our finances. We were financing it ourselves, So when eventually we stopped because of paucity of funds, I told myself that yes, I can also carry on by way of doing it on my own, using social media to propagate and promote our culture, our language, and our tradition. And the acceptability is overwhelming. And people love what I'm doing, and I'm getting a lot of encouragement. Not in terms of money, nobody has given me money. That's not the interest, but my happiness and joy is that people have been calling to say, kudos, you are doing well. And that is an inspiration for me. And I've told myself, as long as I live, I'm going to promote our culture and our tradition. Growing up, we used to have, elders speak our language, with idiomatic expressions, with proverbs, but you no longer see those things these days. Those things are gone. So I want to be one of those who will bring them back, so that we'll keep our cultural heritage. It's only this land that we have. And God didn't make mistake bringing us to this land. Thank you.
Now, when the UNESCO is talking about the extinction of languages, to sustain language, it is not only the spoken aspect of language, it's also the written. Now, what effort are you making towards the aspect of having this language written down?
Okay. Um, First of all, one of those things I want to achieve when we go into the green chambers is to, make law that will engender, adding of our local languages into our curriculum. That said, I also want to bring in team of experts, those who are grounded in the language, to put these things together. I'm aware that um, a lot of ACA language books have been written. I'm also aware that we have ACA Bible. So we need to encourage, people to come up with such materials. That if we have ACA, whatever put in our curriculum, it will go a long way in helping. Other tribes are doing it. You have the Yoruba, you have the Hausa, you have the Igbo. Why can't we do it? It's doable. So we will achieve that.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
We are wishing you the best, and then please tell us the last word for your prospective voters.
Okay, first of all, I want to really appreciate the good, kind-hearted people of Ika Federal Constituency for, showing love, especially to me, and acceptance. I feel overwhelmed, for the fact that people keep calling me to say, kudos, you are doing a great job. I feel very happy and mostly indebted to our people. The encouragement is very inspiring, and I want to encourage them, to be steadfast, to persevere, because we'll all soon get to our promised land. As a matter of fact, I also want to add, because now we are into the electioneering period, and graciously, INEC has sustained the issue of voters registration. I want to encourage every ACA son and daughter who has come of age to first of all go and register and have their PVC, so that together we can do the needful. And I want to tell them that they can be rest assured that if I go to the Federal House of Representatives, I will make myself available and accessible. I also work in the overall interest of our people, for the betterment of our people. They can take my words to the bank. Thank you, and God bless all of us.